Imagine a man with strength and fire in his heart, a man who once swore to end Islam yet became one of its strongest defenders, a man whose transformation shook an entire empire. This is the story of Omar Ibn Al-Khattab, a journey of power, humility, and unstoppable faith. Omar Ibn Al-Khattab was a man of unmatched strength and iron resolve. In pre-Islamic Mecca, he was known as a fearless warrior, a man who wouldn't hesitate to face down anyone who stood in his way. His presence was enough to silence crowds, and his strength earned him both respect and fear. But Omar's heart was set against Islam, a faith he didn't understand and thought threatened the traditions he held dear. His convictions were unshakable, his beliefs as firm as mountains, yet deep within, there was something waiting to be unlocked, something that would lead him to one of the most incredible transformations in history. In a moment of anger, Omar set out with his sword, determined to confront the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself. But fate had a different plan. On his way, he heard that his own sister had accepted Islam. Furious, he stormed to her home. As he entered his sister's home, he saw her reciting verses from the Quran. Struck by the beauty of the words and humbled by the depth of her faith, his heart softened. And in that instant, the very core of Omar changed. From an enemy of Islam, he became its fierce protector. Omar's conversion wasn't just personal, it was revolutionary. The moment he accepted Islam, he marched to the Kaaba, proclaiming his faith openly. The Muslims who had been praying in secret suddenly found strength and courage inspired by this new believer, who now stood among them like a lion. Omar's life transformed even further when he became caliph. He was no longer just a warrior or a companion. He was now responsible for an entire empire, and he took this responsibility to heart. Omar's leadership was unlike any other. He ruled with a heart full of fear of Allah and love for justice. He would patrol the streets at night to understand the struggles of his people, to ensure no one was left hungry, no widow forgotten, no orphan unattended. He was a leader, yes, but more than that, he was a servant to his people. Imagine a ruler who felt so responsible that he would personally deliver food to the poor, who would weep for those he couldn't protect. He led a vast empire, yet he feared failing even a single soul under his care. Omar once famously said, "If a mule stumbled in Iraq, I would fear that Allah would ask me why I did not make the road safe for it." If this story is moving you, if you're drawn to learn more about the lives that shaped our world, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join us as we uncover these timeless lessons of strength, courage, and leadership that we can bring into our own lives. Omar's wisdom was legendary. He sought knowledge from everyone, young and old, rich and poor. His humility was boundless. Despite his power, he would listen to the smallest voice, accepting criticism and advice with an open heart. He never sought glory for himself, but only to please Allah and serve his people. One day, a woman came to him, criticizing his decisions in public. Instead of reacting with anger, he praised her courage and corrected his mistake. He was never too proud to admit when he was wrong, a true sign of his greatness. Omar's legacy still lives with us today. His leadership principles, his sense of justice, and his humility are studied and admired across the world. He built a just society that people from different religions, cultures, and backgrounds respected. He opened the doors of learning, promoting science, philosophy, and governance with a sense of compassion and wisdom. Omar Ibn Al-Khattab gave us a roadmap, a blueprint for how to live with strength, humility, and unwavering faith. He taught us that true leadership is about sacrifice, that greatness is rooted in service, and that no position or power should blind us to the value of every human soul. Let Omar's journey remind you that no matter where we start in life, we can transform into something greater. Subscribe to our channel to continue this journey of learning and inspiration. Discover more stories that can shape our paths Just like Omar Ibn Al-Khattab's story shaped an entire era. Remember, Omar started as a man filled with pride and stubbornness, but he allowed faith to soften his heart. And in doing so, he became one of the greatest leaders Islam has ever known. Let his legacy inspire you to live with strength, to seek justice, and to transform your life with unwavering faith.